You guys ready?
Yep.
See this guy's face?
Yep.
All right. Didn't play.
Hey everyone, what is up? This is Brian, also known as
Go ahead
Sketch
to mute your
across the
actuals.
community, and we are coming to you live today from 343 Industries here in Redmond, Washington. And let me just say, it feels great to be back. I feel like today has been a long time coming.
Would you guys
I'm
talk
excited
for a
to
second?
finally kick this
Hello,
off.
hello.
I know you all
Hello.
are,
Okay.
so welcome to
you
today's live
adjust any
stream.
of the
and we are
volume?
going
There's a
live into
weird delay
this
on my end
weekend's
for the Twitch
upcoming
stream.
Halo Infinite
We can
Tech
adjust the
preview.
volume.
Don't worry about the
Before
Twitch
we
stream.
get
Just look at
going,
the
just want to
Discord
give you
stream.
guys a little bit of context for what we're going to cover today. We're going to have a couple guests rotate through. We're going to dive right into the same exact build that Halo
Oh, it's
Insiders
one of the
will
guests
get their
Master
hands
Chief?
on starting tomorrow.
Yeah,
We
it's
are
this guy
live,
actually. This is
so
Master
all
Chief's
the same
face.
known issues that
Oh,
we're
yeah.
aware of in
This
this tech
what he looks
preview that's
like?
work in
Yeah, this is what
progress.
he's looked like this
We're
whole
also
time.
in this build
That's Chief,
today,
bro.
so
Yeah.
who knows what's going to happen.
Don't you see the
Hopefully
117 on
everything
his
goes
hat? That's
smoothly,
Chief.
But just ask everyone
Oh,
to bear
of
with us. Also, I've kind of been in my house in the quarantine for about 2 years, if you can't tell.
I'm
So,
sure you have.
we might be a little bit rusty, but we're going to have a lot of fun today. We got a lot of cool stuff to talk about and show. So to kick
He
things
does have
off,
a lot of cool
I
stuff
want
to
to
talk
introduce Sam Hanshaw, producer on the live team.
I don't know about
Sam,
the other guy.
welcome.
I don't know if he has anything cool to
Thanks.
talk about,
It's
but
good to be
we'll see.
here.
I don't know, but I don't like the look of him already.
Introduce our fans to our first
Look
tech
shifty.
preview.
So let's sort of start by setting a little bit of context. And I know folks are eager to see.
The only thing
and
I've seen
see
so far
stuff
was
and dive in. We're going to
one
get to that in a
match
few
of
minutes,
Team
but
Flare.
just let's kind of start at the highest level. We talk about fighting a lot. We talk about tech previews a lot. Kind of what do we want our viewers and our insiders to know?
Shame we
Like,
can't
what do
take
we
part.
mean? Like, what is the context for what this really is?
Well, I would
Sure,
take
so I
part
think
if
that
the fucking
Calling it a
email
tech
would go
preview,
through.
that encapsulates it. We're testing our technology here. We're looking to get players into games. We're looking to make sure that the servers are up and running well, and that we can support everything with our service infrastructure.
Yeah, the reason why
Obviously, we also
I'm
want
not
people to
playing it
have
right
fun
now
while
is because
doing it.
they're making sure the
And
servers are
we
up.
get feedback on.
They
the
found a
breadth of
problem with the
hardware that we
servers,
know
so
out
it's
there.
been delayed.
We
I don't know if
can't
it's going to
test
take
on
all day or
every
what.
combination of hardware that people have for their PCs, but we know that the folks at home can, and so we need your help to do that.
And this is safe to say this will be the biggest scale test that we've been able to do to date. We're talking hundreds of thousands of Halo Insiders have been invited to participate this weekend. And obviously we've been hard at work testing. We've done smaller scale flights to lead up to this point. But like, what does that process look like? Like, what's had to happen to get us to where we are today?
Sure, quite a bit. Been some hurdles along the way for sure. We cut this branch about 2 months ago, and that's when we started with a lot of the testing for it and kind of targeted bug fixes towards getting a stable product to have out today for tech preview. Now, it's 2 months old. It's still got some bugs. We know that. We've got a robust known issues list for folks to be prepared before they dive in. And we expect you to hit some new bugs that we haven't seen. And that's part of what we're excited about, because we need your help to find these bugs, and so we can see how they're reproduced and fix them internally. But yeah, it's
Just
been
need to
about
actually get
2
into
months
the
of
fucking
testing,
technical
fixing,
preview.
and play testing.
Well, it'll
to get to this.
happen probably.
And if I really wanted to roll it back even
Today,
further,
preferably.
it's safe to say
Yeah, but
that
maybe we
we've
can
been
skip to it.
fighting as kind
Isn't
of
this
a
just a YouTube
process.
video?
Which, by the way,
Yeah, let's
for
skip
those that
ahead
aren't
to the
familiar, 'cause
actual
not everybody
game.
uses the same jargon out there, right? When we
Yeah,
talk
give
about
a shit
fighting, it's
about
really the
these-
process
these
of
two
putting out
hippies.
kind of iterative pre-release software to a
Blah,
multiplayer
blah,
match.
blah, purely
recorded, I believe,
software,
last
blah,
week here
blah,
in the
blah,
studio.
Xbox One.
Just to give people a sense of this is the game as it currently stands in this build running on an Xbox One. So I'm going to give a shout out to Joshua here behind the scenes. He's running production for the live stream. Josh, if you want to cue that up, I think people are really eager to see some gameplay. Let's take a look. Let's see how this game is looking
show us
currently
the
on Xbox One.
gameplay. So you can see
So
they're placing pings on the map.
Modern Warfare?
Yeah. This gonna get out now. Is this replacing the plasma rifle? This is like the primary weapon of...
This would appear to be the new plasma / storm rifle.
Yeah. Do you think it'll actually be effective?
Well, it already seems to have less spread than the storm rifle. Other than that, it
Clearly,
just
we're
seems to be
looking at
a
little Slayer match here on
more
Bazaar,
accurate storm
one of our
rifle.
new maps. There's a lot to take in. I'm sure
And that
the
other gun's
viewers
the
here are
Commando?
seeing a lot of stuff
Yep,
for
that's
the
the
first time
Commando.
here.
Oh, and
Yeah,
also
very
another thing you
fast.
can see, he's not appearing on the motion tracker until he shoots or sprints. That's something new they're doing.
Shown in the multiplayer
Okay.
trailer, And I think this is the first.
And
time
I
we've
think
shown
I
the
think
first
I do
That
like
kinda
that
defeats
change.
But then why do they call it a motion
Yes,
tracker?
We're also right now kind of getting a look at the friend and
Well,
foe
it's
system
probably
that
well
we've
because it's
discussed
sprinting
in
is
some
still
of our
motion,
blogs
I
in the
guess.
past.
I don't
This
know.
Yeah,
is
but so is
kind of
jogging
moving
and
away
walking.
from forcing
Shooting would
players
still
into
show
red
up
and
on
blue,
the
allows us to
old
kinda
motion
maintain
trackers
that
too.
unique armor customization.
But yeah,
Yeah,
but so would walking.
Greater focal
But
point
so
for Halo Infinite.
Walking would
jogging
not.
would
Walking would not. Running would.
and
Oh
I
yeah,
think
jogging
it's
would, but
a
not
good
not
example of that. I think
Not sprinting.
you really
Wait,
see
not
those
walking.
codes pop out on the Xbox One hardware. It's great.
I think I just noticed a custom skin applied to that AR there that we saw briefly.
I missed it, unfortunately.
Yeah, when I
do
saw
love
him
it. Oh, yeah.
use SmartLink
I
with
love
that
the AR
with that
skins.
carbine, I saw well, it's
kinda
called
nice
the
being
plasma
able to
carbine.
customize your starting
And
weapon.
I saw him do the
It's the one
SmartLink.
you
I was
don't
like,
see
why
most
is the
often,
tracker
so
still up? That
I like
doesn't
that
make any
playing
sense. He's zooming in. It should go
Is
away.
that supposed to be the new
Internally, from a
DMR?
Development and playtest
Sort of.
perspective, I mean,
It's
obviously we've got
more.
teams
It's closer to
focusing
the
on all
needle rifle.
platforms and all builds, and safe to say that
It's
that
a
we've got
precision weapon
folks
that's also
truly getting
automatic.
sweaty on Durango.
Oh,
on
oh,
Xbox
it's
Series
automatic.
X and S,
Yes,
It's not-
it is.
and
It is full
Oh.
auto.
medium and high PC specs
But it's
as
it's
well,
got
right?
low fire
Yeah,
rate, so
so
you can just sort of
obviously, that's
pace out your
simple.
shots
We
if you
can't
want for
cover
more
every
longer range,
PC
or
spec
just
out
hold down
there,
the trigger
but we
and
try to
start
have a good
spraying if
range
you want
within our
to
testing,
hit enemies closer.
And we have folks
Is
playing
the
on
DMR
Xbox
still in the
One
game?
regularly, myself
I
included.
do not know.
I try and playtest on Xbox One as much as possible.
Or
If
something
it's
else.
not, if it's not in the game at launch, it'll probably be in the game within the next 10 years.
Yeah, it really is awesome.
plan on
that we're able to
supporting
kind
this
of
one game
bring
for the
that
next
audience
10
forward
years.
with us, right?
Yeah, we've heard that
There's
It's
obviously
probably
a
gonna
large
look very
amount of
different.
Xbox
Oh,
One
well, this
players
is
out there,
Microsoft we're talking about,
especially
so
as,
they'll probably
frankly,
actually
some
stick
people,
with
I think,
that.
are still eager to acquire a new console, and
I don't believe
with
I
some
want
of
to
the
see
supply
it.
chain issues that
Something else I heard that there's not going to be assassinations in the game at launch.
Nope, it's just
You know,
backsmacks.
thankfully, I'm not one of the engineers. I can't
That's
imagine
I'm
fine with
it's
that.
a trivial undertaking
I like
to be able
these.
to scale.
I like the
like
assassinations too,
assassinations
but
too.
standing still for 30
gotta say,
seconds
State
while
West
people are
is
swarming
not
you is
30
not
seconds,
great.
but-
Looking forward to getting
Yeah,
this
but you
in
didn't have to
Xbox
do
One
it. If you,
players.
it only
Yeah,
happened.
you
if you
only
held
did it
down.
if you held the button, not if you just tapped it.
So I think that's going to wrap up that clip.
The
that
number
we
of
have.
times
We're
I
gonna show a little
accidentally
more
started to
gameplay here in a
assassinate
bit.
is insane.
We're going to have
Well,
Tom,
that sounds like
That's
an awareness
fair.
problem.
But in
Associate
Halo
Creative
5, you
Director,
can
join us. We have
disable
another match on
assassination.
Xbox
So
Series X
if
that we're gonna get into.
when they do bring it
But
back,
once this wraps up,
they
we're going
could
to jump back
also
over to
have
the
that
build,
toggle.
and we're going to look through the
Yeah.
real flight build here.
plus there's
By the
no
way,
way in
I
hell
heard
they're not
you're a
bringing
real
back
Needler
assassinations.
fan.
That's
Is
like
that true?
microtransaction heaven.
That is true. I
Yeah.
love the Needler. I think it's one of the most unique weapons we have in Halo.
Like something to
and
put in the new battle
I've loved
passes.
every expression of it. Hasn't always been the most powerful gun in the game, but it's always been interesting.
Also, do you guys notice that the Needler has an
It
ammo
feels like
counter
it
on the
shreds
back?
in this game, at least in our playtest.
No,
right?
I
It's do not sleep on the Needler this weekend. I'll just say that.
Yeah, especially like.
I'd love
against
to not sleep
bots,
on the Needler
like, they don't know how to
3.3.
deal with it, so
Yeah,
it's real good against them.
you mentioned bots. We'll
They're
talk
gonna
about
go
that a
into
little
here with the settings and controls.
Dark-
This is
and,
what the
and
lobby
that's
looks
gonna look
like.
like. So Josh, maybe if you want to cut to, we'll go to my feed, I reckon, and we can sort of take a look at at our lobby space, I guess. You know, what is the official term for this space that we're going to feed into? Once Josh is able to kind of hit that switch, there we go.
Look at that. That's
so this
hot.
is it, right? This is our tech preview.
That's
build.
pretty
We're looking
good.
at it right now live.
And
This
I
is
assume kind
the,
of like Call of Duty, yes, like
menu that
if
you're
we
gonna
join
Yeah,
a party.
if we're all in the same
Yeah.
fire team, it will all show up
You can
in
see,
that
like, the
space,
multiplayer
and that's
academy option.
Okay, but let's be honest.
If you
For why we're all
start
here,
into
show us the
our main
thickness
settings,
343. Come on.
And
Do it.
I will say the fact
Prepare
that
to
this
be
is coming out on
disappointed.
PC
Yeah, let's
is
take a look. I mean,
it makes me much
I
more
like
likely
settings,
to
so I've
actually
never
get
seen
it.
these settings in detail
I mean, it's
before,
free,
we'll just, we'll kind of
so
take a look here.
that's
so,
even.
Well, yeah, I
even
mean,
more.
like, actually
we
play
wanna
it, that's what I
make sure
mean.
players
Okay.
understand, and like
Like,
the first
get
thing you
into-
should do if you're going to be in the
Yeah,
tech room
yeah,
this
yeah.
weekend, probably just kind of get acclimated, tweak your settings to your liking, just make
There's
sure
the
that
default
things are sort
control
of the way you
scheme.
want them, if you will. So, I think I'll just quickly scroll.
They
through. I'm not
basically
gonna
got the
speak to
Call of
every
Duty
one these. I
controls,
think we'll be
except
here all
throw
afternoon,
grenade
but
is on left
I
bumper
think you're
instead
going to
of
find
right
a
bumper.
lot of sort of what you'd expect
probably
to
still-
find in some regards.
I'll probably have
You
to
know,
throw a grenade on
spread
right
if
bumper,
I want to do
to
that,
be honest.
kind of really dial in my sensitivity and all that.
So they're
I'm pretty casual, so
they're changing the
tend to just
default
run
control
default in
scheme.
a lot of
Then
cases. I'm not afraid to admit
Yeah,
that.
for like the 10th time.
yeah, I think the
Well, yeah, but Halo-
The
Like,
default controls in Halo have
I'm just
changed
worried
ever
that,
since
I
the
would
very
get
first
myself
Halo
into a
game.
state where I would
Yeah,
never land a
but
shot again, or who
that was
knows,
just
maybe
because
I
the guy
could
added
sort of
new
evolve to the
mechanics.
next level. Now,
mostly.
keyboard and mouse players players on
but
PC,
like-
They are adding new
and also,
mechanics.
I believe console.
Like the default zoom has almost always been on
couple
your
things
stick,
here they might want to
not
look at. That's
trigger.
pretty
Yeah, but
interesting.
there
If we
there
can get
will be a
down
recon
to it,
control scheme and the
is
ability to
the fact
toggle
that,
zoom.
you know,
But
triple
there's
keybinds,
another
you can have
function
a lot
with
of
zoom
flexibility
in
here
this
how you wanna
game
set up your keys.
that
I
was
wanna give a
actually
shout
in,
out,
that
you
it
know, as all
was
the work that
touched
happened
upon in
over the
Halo
last couple
5.
years to
That some of
update
those show
CC,
later.
back
It's
to PC,
zoom
and all
is
the
now
fantastic work
also
by
an
the
alt
HUD team.
fire mode.
You know, being able to have triple
That's
key
why
bindings
it's on
was
left trigger.
super important to the PC community. That was great feedback.
So
that
you
we
know
heard.
that
That's a good
disintegration gun?
example
Did you
of
guys see
just
the
one
gameplay trailer?
of taking those learnings
I
and
haven't
that
watched it yet,
experience
no.
and bringing it over
All right,
to
well,
the
there's
board.
this gun that
Yeah, I
fires
think
energy beams in a wide arc, like a line gun. But if you hold left trigger, it switches to vertical.
Diving in, like,
Oh, yeah,
like
I've seen
the
this
gun
one.
from Dead Space.
Similar, yeah, like the plasma
You know,
gun.
I'll
Well,
hop on
it's-
this one for a minute because
I've
I'm pretty
seen
sure
the
I
gun.
haven't
I'm
been able
not
to
a
play this
fan.
game. Have I been able to actually just
Not a
straight up
fan of
jump
the
over
disintegration
for a
gun?
teammate before?
Not really.
And honestly,
Well, you'll
it's
probably
been-
become a
it's been
bigger
quite
fan of it
fun
once
to
you
use.
see it in action.
Especially when you're playing.
No,
with
I've seen it
players,
in action.
You can just secure rockets for
Like I said, the only thing I've seen, like I saw one match of Team Slayer,
Oh, okay.
and the guy used that gun
Dare
once
we
or
say
twice.
maybe this is the
I mean-
end
I
of
mean,
you
it's
training
a-
your teammates to take
Oh,
slaves?
now you
I
can
mean,
drop
it's-
your
it's-
weapons.
Extort them, I guess.
Possibly. Cool. So a whole bunch of stuff.
If you want to
here.
go in with,
You know,
just,
this
with
is
just
something
your
else that
fists and not be able to
we,
attack,
I
you
think
can.
was
If you want to
mentioned
drop a
in one of
sniper
our
for your buddy, you
employee
can.
Spotlight blogs, but
Tell me,
You want to go in with just your
marketing
fist? Let's
is
go.
also a
Trade
huge
guns.
element to Halo games.
has 343 pandering to PC by adding so many controls that it's not as effective on controller?
Well,
Or
let's go back to the default control scheme, and you'll see all the functions on there. So they're fully utilizing the D-pad, unlike every other Halo game. You can mark and use your helmet light up on the D-pad, swap grenades left, AI scan bottom, drop weapon with right.
Fire, equipment, switch weapon.
Yeah. Now I'd probably have drop weapon as hold Y and switch equipment as right on the D-pad.
Yeah, but are we able to custom map it, or are there just control schemes?
A lot more games are having custom mapping, so perhaps, but you can change controller mapping through the Xbox app, not the Xbox app, the Xbox accessories app.
Yeah, they really are just going full COD here with controls.
I mean, can you blame them? COD does have some pretty solid controls. Let's be honest.
It does.
Okay.
These are better than 5. B was thrust in 5, and clicking the right stick was crouch. I don't know what the fuck they were thinking with that. They're still keeping a grenade on the left side of the controller to keep it at in homage to its original spawn left trigger.
All right.
Yeah, hopefully the fish stick controls are back, and I can do some modification to it, because I want throwing grenade on right bumper, equipment on left bumper, swap equipment on right D-pad. Or even have swap grenade on right D-pad and drop weapon on left D-pad. Swap equipment on left D-pad to keep with the bumpers.
Yeah. All right.
Sort of what you'd expect to find. I think was mentioned in one of our. Everyone knows the
ahead a
FOV really does have a
Display
dynamic
settings.
impact
I don't
on
know
your
if field of
experience
view is going to
in
be
terms of
PC
not only just your
exclusive.
vision, but the sensation of
I
movement.
think it's going to be like
and speed, all
MCC,
those
where
things
it's
are
also
greatly
on the
impacted.
Xbox
So,
One,
pretty
like
awesome
the
to me
Xbox
that on
Series
day
X.
one we already have a field of view slider, and this is going to be
But they were
available
working on bringing
I
it
think
to
on
the regular
multiple
Xbox
platforms. It's not
One
a
and
PC-only
MCC,
feature.
so we'll see.
That's correct, yeah.
I mean, what's your preference? I kind of generally like to.
Frame rate mumbo.
And the things that they can.
Ah, here we go. Here we go. Oh, fuck it, dude.
I know people who like to get a slightly different gameplay.
Dial in the experience. All right, so let's back out of the set.
There was
here,
you were able to decide team
on,
colors
right?
in here in the UI.
Right.
Here we go. Enemy UI color, friendly UI color, and fire team UI color. So it's no longer red Spartans versus blue Spartans. You can be your own colors.
Which, yeah, that I do really like that.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I like it for 2 reasons. One, I can keep my Spartan colors, although I can't fully decide my Spartan colors. I have to hope that they just have to make a preset color coding that I like.
Yeah,
And
that's
then-
what I don't like.
Yeah,
about
I just
it.
have to hope that one day, if they don't have one at launch, that there's going to be something I enjoy looking like. But also the lighting, map lighting is going to improve much more, because in the old games, they had to give Spartans different shader settings so that you'd always be able to see a Spartan clearly even in shadow, ever since Reach, I think? Because in Halo 3, if a Spartan was in shadow, he was hidden. And people complained about that, so in Reach, I think in Reach onward, might have been 4 onward, they just made the colors brighter, and then they made it so the shaders don't affect the Spartan as much. So you'd still be lit up even in the darkness. Here they can have lighting affect Spartan models properly, and you'd have the outlines so enemies can't just hide in shadows. I like that.
And so
And you can select
by
from multiple
default,
different
we
colors.
have
So if you want to be
blue
red and have the
outlines,
enemy be
but
blue,
for accessibility purposes, we know that various people can't see in certain shades, so we've got a wide
unless
array
it's
of
different
colors that you
shades
can
of
choose
red
both
for enemies and different shades
friends.
of blue.
Yeah,
for
it might,
enemies.
it might be
Also
like
customize,
cold, warm, and then
folks in your fire
like cold.
Yeah, yeah, it
in
might be
another
like
unique color.
warm, cold, and then neutral. I
It
guess.
is really flexible, really cool. I also personally
Lukewarm,
being
room
able to
temperature.
sort of, if I want to go
Maybe
old school,
secondary
display
or
a full
tertiary.
name tag above someone's
Yeah.
head. I can
Color.
do that. Also helps
Maybe
me
he didn't
sometimes
scroll
when a
all the way
person is
down,
trying
so
to
maybe like
register
maybe the
friend
blues and the
info.
greens are further down on
And
the list.
then, you know,
Maybe.
I should
But we'll
call
see.
this out. You'll see
Also,
this
weapon
in the
offsets.
UI menu
You can
here.
change
the theater will not be
the
included
position
in
of your
tech
gun
preview,
on
so
your
we
screen.
won't have that experience.
Dude,
The theater
I'm
is
gonna play
coming back,
Doom
though,
style,
so,
just
and
right out of my
and
chest.
Constantly look like you're
we'll talk a little
ADSing.
bit more about that later. But you could probably surmise. what
See,
that
now
might
I can
mean
just get
in
rid of the
context
get rid of
theater.
Zoom. I don't need it.
And this is pretty crazy too. Weapon offsets. So people want to be able to move that stuff around, I guess.
Yeah, I know people who like to get,
What are your
like,
thoughts on
good
Zoom?
Gameplay experience, but in some old school games where they have the weapon more
About what?
centered, or some
Zoom?
people like to just push it way off.
What about it?
Or
Like,
so far
What are your
that
thoughts
they
on it? Do you
don't
like it? Do you
so
hate
about
it?
that.
Yeah, I guess one of the predominant
Are you
themes here
neutral on
is just trying to give
Are you-
players as many.
Are you talking about
options as
like
possible
Halo
to really
3 to
dial in the
4?
experience
Like
to
what
suit
are you
their
talking
personal
about? Like,
In Halo Infinite, you can
I
hold
mean,
left trigger to zoom.
It is just a set of menus. But
I mean, can't you do that in all? Couldn't you do that in all the Halo games?
you can zoom in all.
I mean, yeah, but you can also zoom with automatics now, like in Halo 5.
They want to be.
Oh, I mean, I'm
yeah.
fine with that. Like, basically, like aim down sights.
Yeah.
Kind
Yeah,
of,
that's
except whenever you
fine.
get shot, you get
Something else I think
descoped.
we wanna point
Well,
out to
that's
participants in
the
tech
annoying
previews
part
to
for
keep an
me,
eye
but,
on this
Well, it's
weekend.
annoying for you,
The
but it's
news
balancing
feed.
for
wow,
this.
this is like next gen news. No, seriously. This is just good to
Zooming
keep an eye
in
on
this
if you're
game, at
playing
least
in
from
the
what
tech
I've seen,
preview. We
doesn't
will
reduce
probably use
reticle
this to
bloom. It just
convey updates over the
lets
course
you
of the flight, critical
just aim a
information.
little further
If the
away
playlist
outside
experience
your
evolves,
weapon's
we'll let
regular
people know
range.
through here, right? And I think Sam, you wanted to specifically call this one out in particular, right?
Yeah, so we've got.
Oh yeah, Spencer, make sure your GPU's up to date.
Especially if you're using the AMD GPU, you're gonna want to make sure you update to the latest driver. It is a
Blah blah blah.
Or
Here's
what?
that
What's gonna
trope.
happen if I don't do that?
Because the game's not optimized for old GPUs.
Oh, I mean, my
Still
GPU is
blind.
my GPU is relatively
the
new.
drivers,
so.
not the GPU itself.
I'm so excited that the chopper's back.
Yeah, that's
The
pretty
what?
cool.
Oh, the motorcycle.
The brute motorcycle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was one of my favorite vehicles in Halo 3.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I am upset about?
What's up?
The fact that I can't be a fucking elite.
Shut up, Elite.
Fucking hinge head. Shut up.
Oh my god, that gun's terrifying.
Yeah,
So how do they?
Heat
So the whole point of this is supposed to be training exercises for the Spartan.
Yes.
How do they explain disintegrating your opponent?
It's all simulated.
Oh, okay. So they're in like a VR space.
yeah,
Pretty
yeah,
much. The
Like
in
Titanfall.
Halo 4 and 5, we were aboard the Infinity, which was a massive UNSC ship with like a virtual reality construction room, sort of, that could create any
So,
environment.
You're not actually disintegrating
You're
people.
not actually
you're just,
murdering your fellow Spartans.
Yeah, you're not. They're just despawning
Yeah.
basically.
You're just training against the best soldiers in the galaxy, which are other Spartans. That's how Spartans stay so effective.
Seems a little egotistical, but all right, damn.
I mean, is it wrong?
Maybe.
Guess who won the Galactic War? Humanity.
The
Unity.
elites.
The flag is ours.
Guess who won the Second Galactic War and beat the Didact? Humanity.
I'll ask at your earliest
Also the
guess-
elites. No,
Guess who got- and then guess who got their shit rocked in the next
Guess who
war?
got their
Humanity.
shit rocked by the
Yeah,
created? The
yeah,
humanity.
guess who-
Yeah,
guess who-
humanity.
Billy, go back 5 seconds.
Oh, okay.
I
Where's my mouse?
love the
now. At your
I love the alas poor Yorick stance with the skull.
Yeah.
God.
Oh, I love that transition too.
So with like dropping weapons, can you just drop both your weapons and just go fisticuffs?
I hope you can still melee without a weapon.
Yeah, please. Just
That'd
like
be kind of cool.
That would be the
cool.
ultimate way to flex on your
Oh,
enemy.
the samurai.
And the samurai Spartan.
I will say I love the animation for the sword lunge.
Yeah,
I
that
love
was-
the
that was
it's,
awesome.
It's a swipe,
hmm
which I like. And I also like the weapon. We go back to Halo 1 where explosions actually move
And
weapons.
we're back. All right, thanks everyone. We are back now. This is our.
I think they
Halo
brought that
Infinite
back in
Tech
5.
preview live stream.
Yeah, but
Because there was the
wasn't
Metal
really-
Combat Evolved that
Washington.
you got for
My
doing
next
specifically
guest has
that.
just sat down next to me.
Mm.
please welcome Jerry Hook. Jerry, head of design. Welcome. How you doing?
I'm doing great.
Dude,
Hello, Jerry.
Looking forward
Let's
to
skip
this.
Lovely
ahead.
hair.
It's
Lovely
very
hair,
exciting.
Jerry.
We're doing it live. Like,
This is
could
live.
not be. It's just for the team. You see
Or
so many
talk a lot
stories.
over here.
Through the
Here we go.
world of
Customization. That's
As
the
it is
sexy
in this
part.
build,
Yes,
which, as
I'm
you
going
already
full
noted,
screen
is
for it.
just a subset of what we can expect to find in the
Well,
shipping
prepare,
game. So,
prepare,
I think
keep
what'll start
your
out with this here, people are probably
expectations.
very eager, I assume.
I'm
They've never
aware.
seen this, by
I
the
do
way.
like the design of that
Like
pistol.
this
Yeah,
island
I like
animation,
the
let it sit
pistol.
and just kinda
The
set up.
It's a
original
sexy
design
pistol.
when they first revealed it didn't have this laser unit.
I
It
do
didn't
like the
have
laser
glow
unit.
sights. I think adding the unit here and the glow sights really brings it all together. It reminds me of the U.S. Army M17. Have you guys seen that?
Also, I know that the Spartan uses pistols. Like Master Chief uses a pistol a few times in a few different cutscenes.
Yeah.
Noble 6 does. They're huge. The Spartans are just giants.
Yeah,
So their pistols are basically like,
their
know-
pistols are like deagles.
yeah, they're 9
Well,
millimeters
they're-
or deagle size.
Yeah, yeah, no.
They
that-
fire
it is kinda
12.7
funny.
millimeter rounds. That's 50 cal.
No, that is the thing. The weapons, when a
50
Spartan
Action
holds,
Express.
when a Spartan holds a weapon, it should look small on him.
Yeah.
It
Or at the
should.
very least, if you give your weapon to a Marine, the Marine should have a giant rifle.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
But-
they do. They do. If you look in Halo
But
Reach,
humanity
and Halo
manufactured
3,
the weapons to fit the Spartans.
like the SMG is canonically like 3 feet long.
Jesus.
Well, is
Or no,
that
2
with
feet,
the,
2 feet, 2
the
feet.
extended butt or not?
I think it's with the stock extended.
I like
Oh.
ODS. I like ODST because the weapons feel, appropriately sized for your
Yeah.
body. Which I'm really hoping they have the ODST armor set in this.
They do. They
Dude.
do. They've one of the screenshots.
Yeah.
I think that
Yeah,
pink
yeah, they're-
Spartan we
they're-
saw earlier had the ODST helmet on.
Yeah, there's no way they wouldn't have ODST.
The
Like,
most
if it wasn't-
assets.
Yeah.
If it wasn't for the Mark
It's not-
5, I'd be
the
rocking
cool thing is,
ODST
like,
all
you just
day.
pop into customization,
ODST is
you're already doing
questionably one of the most
a lot
popular
more.
things in Halo.
Yeah.
It's great to hear Sam and you.
Hey, look, I modeled that
There's the
tank.
Halo
What's
Reach
going on with
Scorpion.
bots, and in your own hands with.
That was Halo 2 anniversary.
Oh yeah,
AR.
they used a lot of Halo Reach
That's
assets in Halo
all-
2
That's
anniversary.
all in the game.
Where your
They
shoulder
also
pads
reused
there,
the Halo
soldier.
Reach Scorpion in
Alright,
Halo
let's start
4.
by going in the armor hall, and then
Yeah.
we're just going to kind of quickly move through here.
I do like the design of that rifle.
Like you
Yeah.
and I discussed.
I
So armor
the, only,
hall,
the
pretty
one
cool.
thing I
very
dislike is the
bright.
magazine, how
Customized
it's
Spartan's
it's
armor,
how
right?
it's
So,
pointed backwards instead of
right away,
forwards.
here we go.
Yeah.
Now for this tech
I
preview,
don't mind it. I'm
it's
used
a
to.
subset.
I've seen
I'm
a
gonna
lot
have
of.
one
Yeah, that's
armor
fine. I
core,
play
weapons that use
Titanfall.
it.
7 armor
Yeah.
core, and
Yeah,
you know,
that, yeah,
Jerry
it looks,
discussed this a little bit.
a lot like Titanfall.
Just,
Is
there's a lot of
Titanfall
questions, I
playable
think, in
again? Do the
community
hackers
since we
get booted
first
out?
started talking about
No, they got
armor
sent to their own
cores,
server.
We've illustrated this and sort of started off in our old overview video and some prior.
Have they found their way back yet?
So how would
I don't think so.
sort
I
of
don't think it's
best
IP
describe,
bans.
like, what
Well,
is an
actually, in
armor
that case,
core
yeah,
and
they probably
how
have
should
found
we
their way
think
back.
about that?
Yeah, so this is one of our new systems. So Christopher Blum and Jeremy have
Rare
done a
armor
really great
core.
job here creating this system. One of the things when we
Yeah, so
stepped
basically
back and
armor
designed,
cores
wanted
are your
to-
chest, arms,
wanted
and
to
legs.
rethink how do we help
combined
make sure
into
that our
one unit.
players are really
So you
represented
don't
as
get to mix and match anymore?
Take a look at Spartan armor.
You can still
it's like
change the
strapping on an
gloves, knee
F-22,
pads,
or
shoulders,
maybe
helmet,
you
and
want
chest
a set of
accessory,
armor
and
that
helmet
is
accessory.
like an M1 Abrams tank.
But like, if I wanted to wear the
One of
ODST helmet and other
has
different
unique
armor
character.
pieces, I wouldn't be able to.
The other great thing
You
about
should be
that,
able to.
the thing
Oh,
we're
okay.
trying to build is we're trying to make sure that the
Like the
character
armor
of that
core is just the
armor
chest,
really
arms, and
comes
legs. You can
through.
swap out the armor core
Oh,
for
right, right,
the
right.
other
Better way to
cores.
show this, then hey Josh, you have one of the pictures.
What
one of the
what
concept pictures?
is that?
Yeah.
Mark 8? Yeah.
Okay.
Mark
Oh,
7.
there's
So
the samurai.
everyone saw at the end of that amazing multiplayer trailer the samurai armor. When we talk
So
about
from the looks of
strapping
it,
on a
armor
piece of
cores will
armor
have
as a
some of their own unique
character,
customization to them.
I think our first fracture
Interesting.
core,
At-
and that's
at least
we call
for
these
launch.
fractures because they're.
So you can
they're
see
not
here he's
part
got,
of the
like,
main
stuff on
mechanics,
his
they're
hips.
part of
That's
physically
probably like the
side
utilities, the
universes,
left leg
that you
utility
can-
slot
that you
on
can look
other
at.
armor cores.
You can look at how we're trying
I'm
to
still
develop
trying
the
to
character,
get
and our artists
a
have done an
Xbox. I
amazing
can't
job
get one.
of really
Yeah,
trying
well,
to represent
hopefully
the
you get
breadth
one
of what we
soon,
wanna
man.
Look at maintaining the
Believe me,
character,
I would love to.
throughout the
There's
entire
crossplay,
armor
correct?
set, and
Yeah, there's
more
crossplay.
importantly, allowing that
I don't have to worry
customization
about
and you
shit.
as a player saying, hey, look,
Neither do
when
I.
set
My
up
PC is
on
basically
It's
an
their
Xbox
campaign
One.
you know, that
crossplay.
samurai armor tank, I want to make sure that I can make it mine. And this is the
Crap.
breadth
Hey,
in which we can,
guys,
we can really
Billy, would
express,
you be willing to pause
but
for like
stay
1 minute?
within the
What's up?
character. We don't want everyone.
I just need to take my dog out to his pen.
All right. Yeah, because
All right.
we're not gonna keep talking.
Yeah.
Like, look, you got swords. He's got like these pointy pauldrons, a grenade belt across his chest. This is all concept art, so I don't know if this is all going in. But according to, I think it was Unishek who posted this on Twitter, said that at launch at least, each armor core is going to have some of its own unique customizations.
That's exciting.
So that probably means we can't put this samurai shit onto a Mark 7 armor core, and vice versa. That's what I'm guessing.
That makes sense.
Now, they have chosen their words very carefully. They're always saying at launch for everything. So
That's because they're going to come out with DLC eventually. And updates.
Updates, yeah. They're going to make updates. They're going to change the game. Hopefully they change the UI, because having all those boxes side by side looks ugly as sin. Like, it's like they just have vertical lists are pretty much the norm for a reason. We don't have everything being like the McDonald's menu isn't pictures of food side by side.
Well, it is now, kind of.
Yeah, I guess.
All right, I'm back.
Like, hey, look, you don't want menus scrolling to the right.
Mm-hmm.
Ideally, you want menus scrolling up and down.
Yeah. Basically.
Especially when your Spartan might obstruct some things, like in Halo 5. You can't see the right half of the list in Halo 5 because your Spartan's fat ass is in front of it.
Hell yeah, it is.
To feel like they're just all one part of. We are expecting
This feature.
This is so sweet.
So here we
because
go,
every time
weapon
you pick up a
cores.
weapon, right? You take it off the weapon pad.
So this
it
is where you
your weapon.
apply. I'm
And
guessing
it'll be
it's where you
skinned the way
apply
want it
skins.
to.
It would be amazing if you could
It'll
also
look the
apply
way you want it
attachments,
to. It is just a sweet,
like
sweet,
cosmetic
feeling.
attachments.
Let's quickly jump in the vehicle bay. I mean, one quick caveat here is none of the experiences in this tech preview build will let you drive vehicles this time around, but of course vehicles are an integral part of
This
our
looks like
sandbox, huge part of
this
the experience,
version of the
especially with
Warthog looks a
returning
lot
big team
softer than the
battle.
one in 5
So
and
we're
4
gonna get
and
to that a
2
little bit later
anniversary.
this
Oh,
year.
the hood
But I'll just
is
kinda get
rounder.
real
It's
quick
less
Yeah, the
into
hood's
angular.
rounder, doesn't have those grip
some of the
things on it.
updated models, some of these things we're seeing for the first time, I believe.
Yeah, and again,
Ooh, I like that.
What we're showing
Wasp.
here
Yeah,
from
the
a
wasp.
customization
Yeah, it's pretty
perspective,
sexy.
You make this you.
It kind of looks like something. Weirdly enough, it kind of reminds me of something out of like Spy Kids.
Or get my Razorback with my team. I'm the driver.
Gun Goose
The
is
Gun
back.
Goose.
First, it's going to look the way
Oh,
that,
yeah.
that
I will say I don't love
So,
the
as
Halo
you continue to
5
play in the community,
gun,
you're gonna have
mongoose
different looks
design.
from players and
Oh, you don't
everyone
like
will
having
know
you guys
it
like
is
sit
you in the
behind,
driver's seat.
facing backwards?
All right, then I'm gonna
No,
jump
I'm
in
fine
one
with
more
that.
real
I
quick
just
here in
prefer the
body
Reach
AI.
design
you know,
more.
But
Oh,
yeah, you can have,
here's the disappointing
prosthetics.
part.
Choose from. I'm really.
You're gonna
So
have
Prosthetics? What?
Spencer,
Oh.
no, before that, Spencer. Apparently, they've taken your advice to heart in that one Halo Reach episode where you said women shouldn't be Spartans.
Mm-hmm.
'Cause
Oh, you
now
can't be a female Spartan?
You can't be a female Spartan anymore.
I was joking, guys.
There's 3 body
So-
types.
One more real
There's
quick here,
man,
body and AI. This one, we
Thinner
obviously have a
man,
couple
and then the
different body
first man
types I can
again.
choose from. I really
There's
love.
3
actually
body
the
types.
depth
2 of them are
of
the
Well,
same.
I'm
go to now.
I would
Oh,
assume. Okay,
sexist pigs.
so my assumption is that the smaller body type is
Yeah, sure,
supposed to be the
the thing
female.
Yeah,
is
but it's just the
from a
torso.
philosophy
Yeah,
perspective
so you can't really see it with the armor, which, you know, makes sense. They wouldn't make breast
you know, my
curves, I
sisters
guess, in
actually-
armor.
They didn't make breast
No.
curves in Halo Reach 4 and 5 either.
Yeah, I know. I was about to say all they did was make you
Your
dummy
identity.
thick.
Yeah, I mean, you're not going to
no.
put a woman
Some
in
of it's
guys'
really cool.
armor. Like,
Yeah.
they don't even do that in the
Very
modern
small
military
subsets
because
that
it
don't get
causes
lost in
discomfort,
that.
which can cause
But
death.
the sheer fact that you can do your entire body the way you want to from a
Like if you can't wear your shit and fit in it,
your identity is
you're
Well,
gonna
no,
die.
I mean, like the armor that they
personal
wear
AI is
is
another
just
new addition to the
smaller
game.
versions of
We
the same
introduced
armor, but
this,
Yeah, except for here where you just have a
additional
thinner,
layer
like
of
you have a
customization
thinner
and,
waist,
frankly,
and that's it.
things we're seeing.
you know what? That means
One more
that you know
quick on the body
that sucks
AI.
for Connor, but that means that I can be my femboy Spartan.
Damn it, Billy.
Yeah, I mean, canonically,
Man,
you do
man.
live.
Canonically, I live. Hell yeah!
I had a
This one,
checklist. I had a
we
checklist that wasn't
obviously-
too long. And they were already
I
fucking
can
up.
I can
Your
barely
checklist is
tell
just
the
dummy
difference.
thick Spartans, and here we have.
Okay,
just a
so
thinner version of the first
so
Spartan.
like it doesn't look like he even goes to body type 3. He just switches between
It's
0
just 0,
and
1,
1.
and 2. That's
Well, I know,
all
but
that's
I'm
open.
sorry. He doesn't go. He doesn't. It didn't look like he went to 2. Hit play.
We have a couple different.
Yeah, he just goes for 0 and 1. He doesn't even go
no,
to 2. What the fuck, guy?
In the driver's seat.
Billy, if you just press the left and right,
jump down
if you press the left and right arrows, you'll go back and forward 5 seconds.
5 seconds is too
One
much.
more real quick here in the body and AI.
Okay, well, still
this
less
one
than
So he
really,
goes
we
0,
obviously-
1. Oh, okay.
There
So
we go.
yeah,
he
oh,
went to 2, and it was just 1 again.
it was just they that's got to be just they haven't finished
Like,
it
it's
yet.
gotta
Sort
be
of thing.
placeholder because they can't just have man, thinner man, and then the first man again.
The first man again, but maybe he's hot.
Either that,
Maybe
or
he's handsome under the
either that, or
helmet.
the bastard locked the.
No,
thickness
no,
of the
I
battle
got
pass.
I know what it is. I know what it is, guys. Option 0 is white man. Option 1 is white woman. And option 2 is a black man.
No, they lock the thickness behind the battle pass.
There we go.
Oh yeah, you gotta unlock the thick
You
armor.
gotta unlock the
core.
booty spots, the booty slider.
You gotta-
God damn it! It's nothing sacred anymore.
It's a premium track on the battle pass.
They're gonna come out with a armor option that's just an armored bikini, but it's still over the bodysuit that you're wearing. It's
Yeah.
just an armored.
Again, we're only showing a very small subset, so don't get lost in that. But the sheer fact that you can do your entire body
Transhumeral,
the way you want from a
transtibial.
prosthetic
So
Yeah,
yeah,
that's the different bone.
it's where it is on your arm that has been chopped off, basically.
Okay, let me ask you this: who the hell is gonna know what a transtibial bone is?
Well, they'll probably see what part it replaces, and be like, oh, that must be it.
Or they could have just said left arm, right arm.
Yeah, yeah.
Left hand, right hand.
They split up, so it's hand, forearm, and then whole arm.
They won't even let our AI be thick. Man, these guys suck at making
Yeah,
games.
well,
Our AI?
last time they
What?
made a sexy AI that tried to destroy all of humanity. They,
Yeah,
I
yeah,
hope they come
Billy,
out with
she looked
different
great doing it.
versions.
yeah,
I
I
kind of
hope
want that second one.
this one looks kind of cool.
Yeah, that one. I like that one.
Yeah, all these,
Either that one or the pyramid.
all these.
The last one looks like Eva.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Eva.
Eva.
Wally.
Yeah, each
Dude,
one has
that-
its own personality.
That
Butler,
was great.
Lulu, whatever these two
It
were.
was.
You can
Dude, I
change the
cried.
colors.
This is the biggest
Zerk,
thing.
Fret.
We have so many things in which you can really express.
Oh man, look at all the
yourself,
empty spots for their battle
the
pass,
way you
greedy
want it.
bastards.
And even your,
They're gonna put
Those
Cortana's
delicious
ass as one.
it's yours to
microtransactions.
express. Like it's yours to make yours. And
I hope
think,
they make a Sergeant
the cool
Johnson one
thing
that's
is
just a
that when you
circle with a
see-
cigar
you
and a
see
hat.
Tom talk about it, and you
That
see
mustache.
amazing. Use it in. It really becomes a part of the personality.
They really do have an opportunity to get some celebrity voices
Each AI here, for example,
to do the
has a
AI.
unique voice,
Maybe they'll get some
their
references to Blue Guys.
personality. It's really fun, and then you can
Maybe.
go
That'd be
further if you
interesting.
want to, and actually even a subset of colors. as
You
well.
know, the
So
ones that are left.
personally, AI is
Yeah.
one of my favorite additions to the game.
Pretty much all
Well,
blue
because
team's
they're
gone.
on this stage doesn't mean they can't.
And then,
bring in-
Yeah, because Bernie left, Joel left, I think the guy that plays Tucker left.
Yeah,
No,
did.
Tucker's still there. It's just
Is
the
he?
only job of the company is to voice
I
Tucker.
want to keep things moving here because I know folks are eager. We got a lot to get through. How about you want to jump over to the battle
And
pass?
he's at a point where he just doesn't
Maybe
care
we'll
anymore.
switch Josh, why
Yeah.
don't we jump
Oh,
over to
guys
Jerry
are jumping
and
over to the
drive
battle
us through.
pass.
Let's just talk a little
Thank
bit
God.
about,
I think the guy that voices
what we're
Wash also
designating
quit.
Season 0
I think so.
battle pass, and sort of what that's going to be for
Tex
players in
left.
this technical preview.
Tex left,
So
yeah.
when we take a look at ourselves learning,
Well, Tex was
the
gone.
reason
Done
why
with
we
the show, I
wanted
think.
season
Yeah,
two,
Tex was gone on the show, and then
like
there
the
was a
rest of
falling
our
out
live experience,
with her
Now they're getting
continues
actual,
to
like,
build
named
muscle
voice actors to
of,
come in and do shit.
listening to
Yeah,
players,
it sucks.
providing fixes, really going.
Now
don't
they're making
like
RVB 0,
veteran,
which has nothing to do with either
people who worked
Halo
on-
or
on
RVB.
game
So
developers.
Yeah.
When they go
I
through
don't
a service,
love
every
the
game
new
is
shows they
different,
have, like
team is
Genlock.
different,
I watch
and
Ruby out of
it
just
takes
sheer
a lot
habit,
of muscle
but
building
I
to
watched.
build
I stopped
your
watching like season
to
4.
add to
Is
the
when I
game.
stopped.
I stopped
What we
watching
hope to
after
hear
Monty
from
died.
technical
Everything I'd
preview
seen
sessions.
after
Yeah.
that was
It just kind of got bad, but
garbage.
my brain is just like, you can't. You started this story, you can't leave it
Yeah,
unfinished, basically.
Yeah, I'll definitely go back and actually finish it at some point.
I'll probably hate watch it at some point.
Send us
You guys
It
wanna all-
is.
We can all
Yeah, you
go
wanna
over.
fucking hate watch
We
it.
can all sit on the same couch, eat some snacks, and hate watch Ruby.
Yeah, circle jerk
screen
while we
or
watch
something?
Ruby.
We won't necessarily
Yeah,
be able to fix
we
everything
reach
for
over to
launch,
the guy
but
and you right and
we'll
jack
start
him
adding
off.
lists together.
Yeah.
First thing I want to talk about from a battle pass
Poor
perspective
Monty.
is our challenges. Our challenge
What a way to
system,
go.
At least he didn't live to see his
is
baby
the
get
cornerstone. It is the
torn to
underlying
shreds for the
thing in
internet.
which we
I mean,
do.
his
Rifles
baby wouldn't have been torn to
are
shreds
a
if he had died.
Yeah,
little
yeah,
bit
that's
different.
also fair.
This is where you start seeing the first reward.
If he had just manned up and not had that allergic reaction to the anesthesia.
Games are a bit different today than they were.
He
back in the day.
may have
Back-
been murdered.
Back in
Honestly,
the day, most people only
They
had
wanted,
Yeah.
they wanted it. They're like, we want red versus blue. Oh, I'm sorry, we want Ruby. Let's get this guy.
yeah.
Gary and Miles
he
were like,
told
it
his
can
wife
only be ours.
everything he wanted for the series. He also had another friend in the company who he told everything he wanted for the series. And then the wife got sidelined, the guy got fired, and they went in a completely different direction. They retconned everything.
It was
Monty
messed
You can
up.
literally just come in. What are the challenges? I'm going to go play my games with my friends.
I,
and get rewarded for it.
Fuck, what was
That's
it?
pretty critical for us from a player.
There's challenges. It's
perspective.
not
And
quite
then, of
like
course,
the
you're gonna get
Halo
people
MCC
like me.
ones where you get a
I'm
whole
gonna
bunch.
sometimes get snipers
Yeah,
with
this
whole
this
deck.
seems pretty standard for most games nowadays.
Yeah, and you have limited
protein.
You'd be able
quantity
to
skips.
I will skip
complete these
the-
so quickly.
that
Yeah,
challenge. So
that's
I'll
the point. They
definitely
want you to complete them
respond that
fast
for sure.
for small
But they're
rewards.
weekly.
I'll want to make sure that.
Oh, these are the weekly ones?
I don't
Yeah.
Kill an enemy with a commando.
Oh,
rifle.
yeah.
Single
Five
daily
times.
challenge.
Let's look at the.
I would
Three
have
weekly
to assume that they only
Buy
have
this?
these
Yeah, we
as the
Placeholders?
placeholders, since it's just basically early access.
And the
Maybe.
currency is
Good.
credits.
Beta.
Paid today. Sweet.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Action pose. Action pose.
Do you think that's so much the battle pass will actually cost?
The action pose is probably your victory screen pose.
either
So
victory
here's
screen
the
or when
thing.
you're starting in? Because I remember in some
Can we earn credits in game?
That's another question. I hope. I
That's
hope
a
you
And
answered
is
that.
is that how much the battle pass is actually going to cost?
Well, it says it's worth over 10,000 credits, so probably not.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
This is season 0, so I think this stuff carries over into the full game. I think.
Yeah.
20 Mark
I-
7
it
armor
still
core
frustrates
customizations,
me
2
because,
Mark
like,
7 armor core coatings.
It's like I've played a good bit of Destiny, but like it's annoying because like an event will come out and it's like I don't have enough time to do the damn battle pass to get the cool armor,
Yeah.
and then I miss out and I can't get it. Now I can still get it, but I gotta pay for the damn
well, you're
thing.
right. What we're not seeing is a smattering of objects in this pass.
It's only
is
free when the
so
when the
even if
season's
some of those
going.
went
But once the
options
season's
optional
done,
pass,
you have
in
to
the real
buy
game,
it.
There will still be a free.
I think you still have to buy it. But there's like a free track.
Oh, thank God! Because they always put some good stuff in the free track.
You think of from a model that we have is
Yeah,
every
look at
tier,
these
there's a free
challenge
item and a
skips
premium
because we want to
and that
not do
means
the
that
challenges.
Every single player, instead of having
You know, the challenge swap.
most
If you don't
Challenge
like it,
swap.
have
You don't like it,
large
you just
swaths of
swap through.
Get a different
the
challenge.
tiers that
Yeah.
aren't earned unless you're premium. For us, we want you to earn every step of the way. And for the preview, we're only having 30 level or 20.
Go. So
Here we go. Armor customization. The armor kit. I think that's the chest. Wait, no, that's the chest attack. What the fuck's the armor kit?
Contains unique items that get applied as a preset combination.
So like, is this like miscellaneous attachments or what is this?
That are a preset combination.
Oh, like a preset combination of all these? Like we
Yeah,
can make
I'll admit,
kits to swap through
I
them?
thought they said they're going back to doing Halo Reach style customization. I'm not seeing it. I'm not.
now that we have that context, Jerry, of kind of sort of where this content's going to come.
So we have helmet, visor, chest attachment, shoulder, one shoulder.
Or knee.
What is this? Because that's the coloring. What is this? Glove,
For-
wrist,
Me-
wrist attachment.
The
from
color
back in
palette
the
might
armor
be
hall, I've just kind of drilled
a
down
weapon
into
or
this.
skin or
This is what
something.
happens if I click.
That's going to be in the weapon
core,
bench.
right? So
Yeah.
this is we don't need to go through
Well,
all
this-
this. I want
this
to know
is the
if
battle
folks are probably
pass,
eager to
not
see some
the-
more gameplay. We want to talk about bots and arena as well, but this is where I would apply my coatings, for example. Some of these coatings I'm going to earn. We saw the
Or
keystone
you could just
coating as a
over
challenge
here,
reward, for
so you
example.
can just let
So
us
this
choose
is
what colors we
just a
want
taste of kind of what I'll be able to do.
instead of getting more
Oh
things
god,
to
I
fill
thought that was
out.
recon for a second. I was like, holy shit, that's ugly. But no, we've actually already seen recon in this. It looks fun.
I'll
I
admit,
do like
that's
Aviator.
not bad.
I do like the look of Aviator. Let me just rewind it.
Aviators, which one?
It was
for
the second
example.
helmet.
So this
Eh.
is just a taste of kind
Like a.
That's all right. Yeah, it looks like an
pilot
actual
motocross
pilot's
helmet.
helmet. Yeah.
Nah, out of the 5, I'd probably use the first or the last one so far.
I'd probably use the 4th or the 1st.
I'd probably use the first. I like the recruit armor. This one looks pretty close, but it's not.
of what I'll be able to do.
Goddamn
I can't wait to see how
SJWs.
players in the tech
Get rid of
preview.
this.
I would hope a lot of people.
Goddamn
We all know
SJW's
it was
taking
them.
out my recruit armor.
Yeah,
We all know it was them
that's our hope.
What are you doing?
Taking away our
Complaining about
booty
the game.
Spartans.
Come on, you waited.
complaining about a game that they
Go crazy.
wouldn't even buy.
Yes, this is just to give you an idea. As I unlock my content for the core.
Left
this is
shoulder.
what I'm-
Okay, so that's one specific shoulder. It's not both.
Oh, is it the whole game that's free, or is it just the multiplayer?
Just the
Multiplayer.
multiplayer.
Gotcha. So I'll still have to buy it if I want to play the actual.
Oh, you have
story.
Game Pass, don't you? You
And I
you
missed
get
this
that
the
for
other
free.
day,
Yeah.
but funny
Oh, that's what I meant. Like I said, is that
If you
are
want
we
to,
get through
the
Game
first
Pass? Is it
Vanilla
just
game,
multiplayer?
Yes.
Or is it
no
all of it?
shoulder pads, which,
Correct.
hey, if that's your
Game
fancy,
Pass is
go for it.
campaign. Everything else is for everyone.
Wait, Billy, go back. He scrolled over the color palette thing, and it'll give it a name
Shoulder
when he
pads,
scrolls
which,
over.
hey,
Just be ready to pause.
that's your fancy.
Right
Right.
shoulder.
What?
I think they just like fucked up the icon then.
Maybe.
Oh, what do you mean maybe? There's not. No, here's a painting easel
I
for
don't
your
know.
right shoulder.
Yeah.
All right, then gloves, hip, utility, and knee pads, and possibly something else.
Fancy, go for it.
Or
So
not.
lots of different options here, and
Yeah, and this is like you're not seeing things in here like armor effects or other categories that we
You got some
have,
robo legs there, boy.
listed here. For the tech preview, it's really small, and so we tried to keep it basically the basic.
Okay, so according to this guy, this is only a fraction of the customization, just like a segment of the customization in the tech preview.
Mm-hmm.
But he mentioned armor effects. So
Yeah.
those might return in the full game.
Actually, let's talk about armor kit for a little bit. That's
yeah,
a
what is
brand new
because
concept.
I don't think this is really
So
fully supported in this build.
what the
though.
hell is
yeah,
armor
so when
kit?
we talk about specifically from a pillar perspective of continuing the story, the armor kit kind of represents a bunch of that story. And so when you see the season, and when we
does
say
that mean?
story, we mean the continuing story of the universe from after you, when you're in campaign as Master Chief. What are the rest of the Spartans doing? You are a Spartan, and so your story belongs here too. But it's also a place in which you can show iconic characters within the Halo universe. And so a kit, for example, you might get, I don't know, George or Emil, and that is an entire kit unto itself. And so you want to, like, you actually...
Oh, so it's like a
want to go
preset
buy the-
armor.
do
Okay,
your
so yeah, so
battle
instead of
battlefield like
unlocking the
George,
individual pieces, we
that's
can
where you would
put
go.
on a whole costume.
Yeah. Okay.
Jerry,
Makes
this is
sense.
just the tip of the iceberg.
Yeah.
I think there's still a ton of fun.
I think
content
it's in
here
addition to
for
unlocking
insiders this
the
weekend
individual
to
pieces.
experiment with, unlock, explore. I do want to just reiterate
Like, hey,
as well. we
George's
said this
helmet is
prior,
like
but,
tier 50 in
this
the
is just a
battle
test, so
pass,
nothing
but
that
I have
people
George's
buy
costume
or
already.
unlock during this
I
will
can just
carry
put
over
that
to
on.
the final game. We're going to wipe the slate clean. And as Jerry noted, just we're looking for your feedback. We'll have information on Waypoint, by the way, as well as in your flight invitation that lets you know where to go and how to give that feedback. And the team wanted me to also just give a shout out and let people know that a lot of polish work is still happening. So everything from how things look and are presented, we're not done yet. So I want to make sure we're giving credit to all the hard work that's still being done and will continue up until launch this holiday. Jerry, any final parting thoughts or words you want to leave to us before we jump over and bring Tom in?
No, I mean, enjoy your time. And, as you said,
I would love to.
Sketch, like,
I would love to enjoy my time. Send me the fucking email already.
And we have a long way to go from where we're at actually today and what you're seeing. But please go test every button, like play everything so that we
check
can
my
make
email
sure that we
again.
have the tech ready for you.
Like, I have the email
when
saying
we
I'm
launch.
in. I just don't have the email saying
Cool.
I can
Thanks again,
download.
Jerry.
Absolutely.
Happy to have you here. We're going to take in one more quick break. We're going to bring in Tom French and the multiplayer team. We're going to talk about some bots. We're going to jump in, do a weapon drill or two,
Tom
and talk about the
French.
academy.
I love that guy.
And then we'll take a look at a match that we recorded on
He's a
Xbox
Viking-looking guy.
Series X. We'll be back in just a
Oh.
moment.
Not really Viking, but like, he looks like a crazy person who could have been alive during Norse times. Do you guys want to watch the trailer again?
No.
No, I'm good. I actually do have. I had
Claire, how are
to
you?
go now. I gotta clean up the rest of the house.
Oh, you fuck.
Just being in this space.
Oh,
I
let's
know.
at least look at the full
I know, right?
multiplayer
It's
match.
the closest. This
Alright.
whole process, I haven't come this close to human beings in a long time.
Yeah,
It
it's a
feels
little
like.
weird.
Yeah, brag about it.
Them all, Spartan.
Right, yeah, I think this is a pro team POV.
Well, let's see how good they are.
Oh yeah. This is the match
Right
that I
off the
watched.
bat, going for
So
the
he's got the heat wave, right?
Yep.
So he's got
Yeah,
three
so he's got the
switches.
alt fire there. It's either tap left trigger or hold left trigger to swap
Stites.
between
It's
them.
good to have Stites back, or we call it. There's some nickname of Stites.
Probably
who's
tap.
kind of the
Yeah, I mean,
people
well, there's
implementing the VO.
toggle eight. There's
Who
toggle
actually
zoom
covered the position.
Yeah, I like that little.
in the
peek
options
technique.
menu. So this could be a
personally
player
don't
who just has that
Yeah,
on.
I feel like I learned a lot by
Maybe.
watching this pro team video actually and how to play it. Like we
Well, you
watch
got
them,
like
we
a
have
wider
regular
one for hitting
system.
groups.
I don't play with them generally because
And you
they're
got the
just- they're
vertical
so
one
good.
for hitting
Yeah, we put our kind of
individuals.
better players up against them.
Also noticed that player went straight.
I like the
for
spectator
power weapon
camera.
that
It's a
spawns
it's
on
a
this
lot
map
nicer.
with
It's a lot
Slayer,
nicer of a
which is,
POV.
Hard for me to use, if I'm being honest.
So you'll see, like, I mean, so you can see the friend foe. That's one of the obvious things you're looking at here. I know Sam was talking about it earlier.
Oh yeah,
It's
yeah.
something
I
that
see
we
the
continue
ammo
to
counter on the back.
evolve, even
Yeah.
I don't like it. I mean, the ammo counter is the needles. Like, hey, look, the needles are almost gone. I'm almost out of ammo.
But this one gives you a more solid
Skewer
view of
is,
it.
I know,
it's
but I
satisfying
don't
as
like
heck,
it.
But it's hard for me to use.
No one's forcing you to look at it, I guess.
Worse at that gun than I
Well,
am.
they're not giving me much choices right there.
When you hit a target, like especially a vehicle, it's super satisfying.
It's got the weapon offset, so it's really low.
Spectating,
Plus, who the hell? I mean, like, what's the matter? It takes most of a mag of needler to kill someone. So after each kill, you basically need to reload.
Tried for it.
tried for it.
Successful.
I don't know.
Can't reload. You're almost out of ammo.
Hard for us to hear in studio, but I
The guns don't
believe
feel
that
very
there's
weighty.
Personal AI coming through.
Yeah, you're hearing.
They don't feel very what?
There's the Spartan
Weighty.
shot that we had in Halo
Weighty?
5 really just kind of brings the
Yeah.
battlefield, gives a lot more.
I don't know, it's like shooting a gun is like
personal AI, and what we did with them.
Absolutely zero. Like I mean, I understand you're a super soldier. You can control recoil, but like the gun doesn't move whatsoever. Like,
lets you kind of swap around,
Hmm.
kind of customize that.
it's just
feedback. They give you a lot
like
more
it doesn't like
load,
what
power
game
up.
had
Yeah, I was just gonna mention, that's a change, right? It doesn't activate on pickup anymore. You can hold on to it.
maybe
Yeah,
It's
we
like
think
the
that'll
gun's
bring a
so
lot,
still when
in
it
the long
shoots.
term, and allow us to do more things with power-ups than kind of just traditional kind of just quick stat kind of reflection.
I do like the new
Like,
sidekick
really
reload.
the notion of power equipment in the game.
And you said
One
you
thing
told
that
me
you won't
texting
see
one day
from
that
this
you can actually
point of
carry a
view, I
sidearm as a
really love the
tertiary.
visual language that
weapon?
you and the team have introduced.
I know.
It's very
I don't
obvious
think
when
so.
someone's pocketing a
I thought you
power
said like
weapon.
the
See,
sidearm was just like it was a
That
backup.
contrail behind him. Yeah, that was a big
No,
thing, is
that's not
making
what I-
sure
that's
that
not what I
you
mean by
telegraph
that.
information.
Like when you're
Oh.
reloading, that's the
Making
gun
that
you'd
switch,
probably
there's a lot of
switch to. That's
critical
that's
lenses on
the
making
most
sure
purpose you
that
get out of it
there's
unless you're really
readability
skilled.
in the gameplay.
I mean, so now it's sort of.
Oh,
that
if you
risk
saw
reward,
earlier,
right?
hold on.
There was at least a readability.
He's
Are these
zoomed in the-
Spartans smaller?
No,
Okay.
I don't think so. Spartan 4s are 7 feet tall.
Well, I know. I mean, like compared to Chief, because he's
7 feet tall.
like, oh, is he? Okay.
He's 7'2", I believe.
Look,
in
this
armor.
guy's shields are blue. I don't know if that's a team color kind. I don't know if that's a team thing because it looks like this guy. I can't tell if that's the outline or if that's his shield flaring as well.
I think that's an outline.
Like this guy, his shields are blue.
Hold on, let me take a look at him. I think he's on blue team, so I think that might just be why. Because the other guy he was shooting earlier, his shields were red.
Okay. Yeah, hold on. Let me rewind for a second.
You know, making that switch, there was a lot of.
Yeah, if you go back to the last person he killed.
He zoomed
which is-
in. The reticle increased in size with the zoom.
Ability to it in the gameplay.
I mean, so now it's sort of that risk reward, right? Do I hold this and wait for that final push? Do I?
Oh yeah,
burn
and
it
there's
now
an
so I can
arrow
push?
here pointing north on the radar. And the radar is 20 meters.
Yeah, you make a lot of choices that way. Like I sometimes will pocket it and think I'm getting cocky, and then I'll lose it, and I'll give like overshell. That was a dope.
I think it's a missed opportunity that the skewer doesn't pin Spartans to walls.
Super risky at that point.
Yeah.
Hopefully that's something
We're
they'll
seeing
add
a
in.
couple of little,
This build is a couple
what do
months
you
old.
call those tutorial tips popping up there, which
Yeah.
you can turn off in the settings.
Yeah, you can
right?
turn them off, but on their death tips is what we call them. But yeah, giving you a little bit of feedback, about the type of weapon that killed you, or like how you can respond better to it.
That's a good sound on
Not
the battle
sure at this
rifle.
point the pro team needs
Yeah.
to know that, like, hey,
Yeah, exactly. Or, like just opt out if you like,
I'm curious what the sniper sound
or it
is
makes you feel
in this
bad.
one.
See the dead body disappear.
Hmm.
It
No,
turned gold and it seemed like it
do love
evaporated
this
in
Yeah, the
data.
pelicans flying by.
It is nice to see the spike grenades
homage to
back.
Yeah.
Sergeant Avery Johnson, Academy of. So it's kind of cool just to kind of pay homage to one of ours and everybody's favorite character in the set of the Halo.
Apparently, there's
By the
also
way, how good
icons
this
above
player is
people's
is
heads whenever they're like
getting-
in trouble.
Getting active camo every spot. I don't know what the other team's up to right now.
Seems to
You can
be,
use active camo
watching
whenever
that
you
call
want.
out. Yeah, the power ups we treat those like
Pretty useful.
like the power weapons and stuff. They're up on a pad. They have a lot of messaging and broadcasting about them, so you know when they're coming up.
Now your Spartan AI will tell you that, right?
Yeah, the Spartan AI calls it out as well. So there's a lot of information just kind of driving feedback. You get the stick there.
That's a sexy looking reload.
You can see there's the weapon.
I think in
pack
the
racks,
original
the levels as
gameplay
well,
demo
right
for
now.
Infinite, it had the same reload as Halo 5.
Yeah, right
Yeah,
back
it's in the
there
background, right?
Yep.
What's cool
I
about
like
this
this
is
one a lot more.
before you might run past where a weapon would spawn and then not realize that it's coming up in 2 seconds.
Like, the
and
weapon
change
reloads
your
look a lot
choice.
better than they did
Like,
in the
like
original
one
gameplay
playtest
demo.
This morning, I actually stopped at one point on a weapon rack because I was like, oh, it's like 2 seconds out. I might as well wait for it and switch out my pistol, which I think I'm just telling everybody that I'm really bad with a lot of the guns in our game.
Did you just phase through a teammate there?
I don't know.
Rewind. Let's rewind.
My pistol, which I think I'm just telling everybody that I'm.
I don't know if it's just a visual glitch or they removed collision on teammates.
It's probably just a glitch.
Could be. Could be. I'd find out for myself if the thing was live.
It'll never be live. It doesn't actually exist.
That was nice.
They were just fucking with you. It's just an elaborate.
There
fucking
is no
ruse.
Halo Infinite. This is just an elaborate prank.
I commissioned a bunch of like 3D modelers to make this,
They can just feather that thing.
just to fuck with you.
This player really likes this little drop wall.
Man.
Good use of the drop wall.
You should consider making this a game.
It sounds like too much work.
Yeah, making games is pretty lame.
Making
you know,
super in-depth
making
animations that look
in-depth
like actual
animations.
gameplay.
Yeah.
Well, hopefully a lot of
That's
players
way
this weekend
easier.
are gonna be lighting this up on social, sharing clips with us because I can't wait to see just some of the new creative ways.
Actually,
that-
technically speaking, it would be easier because you would only need to have models on screens at certain
Yeah,
times.
and it's interesting too. Like, I mean,
God, dude, the
what we
commander's
have on
mean.
tuned, like,
Oh,
in our
yeah.
main builds is they have different equipment
Apparently it's an
stuff on
insurrectionist
because
gun
we
or
don't
something
have
like
the
that.
entire sandbox in the flights as we swap things out. So it's actually not even the same kind of
Oh,
map
vaporized.
placement.
How the hell is the insurrection still a
for this
thing?
version of the game.
I mean, there's a lot of planets in the UNSC.
Something so we can
Yeah.
get
And a lot of
something
plants who don't like
you know,
big government telling them what to do.
And if you were like, yeah, even in Halo 5, you go to a planet that doesn't like the government,
Any of the music stuff
Yeah.
might kick up.
and then they get
Into the-
fucked
into the matches.
because
Well,
we went
half
there.
the galaxy
Like,
gets fucked, dude.
yeah.
I'm really proud of the multiplayer music. There's a cool story about how we got to basically getting the music in the game. But it really meets this tone. It's something I've really wanted since.
They're talking about the music that
It's
plays
kind
as the
of
match
post-rock
begins
soundtrack
to
for
come to an
multiplayer.
end.
Well, actually,
Just
just
sort of
recently
setting
it became,
setting up more
one of my goals
intensity.
for multiplayer. Last kill.
Yeah, no, pixelate for me.
Cool.
Hey man, I can't wait to get my hands on this.
You're gonna have to though.
Yeah,
He's got some
I don't have a choice.
There
Oh,
it
I
is.
got
There
it.
we
Somebody
go.
else got it.
There we go.
And they ended before we can see the
Yeah, that was
victory
actually
screen, and they
really cool.
and they didn't show us the
Nicely
intro.
done.
Nicely done. I'm proud.
Mhm.
Hey,
So those might
I'm
not
happy
be
that we were
done.
able to show that today. Not only kind of our first time showing the game on Xbox Series
All
X,
right.
but we know the community's just show us a full match end to end. So happy we're able to do that. You'll be able to see a lot more of that, obviously firsthand this weekend. And I think safe to say, once we get a little further down and we're ready to talk more about the competitive side and some of the ranked settings, we know people are probably eager to see. I would love to see a true 4v4 pro team match. So
that'd be brutal.
we'll bring that later. Tom, any kind of final words or parting thoughts you'd like to share before we wrap this up today?
I mean, mainly I'm just really excited to finally get to put this game in people's hands. And even though it's just
I
a
think
tech
my only
preview,
real
you
complaint
get to at
about
least
this
touch the game,
is
you get to run around, you get to experiment
body
with the
types are a
sandbox,
bunch
you
of
get to help
BS.
us, be part of our
I was
team,
just,
right?
I was about to say,
I mean,
I was about to say, like, my only complaint is where's the thickness? But hey, you
So
said it for me, so
coming.
thanks.
We're super excited. I'll
You're
be
welcome.
playing
You're
online
welcome.
as well. We'll be online playing.
I mean, joking
just wanted to go
aside,
over a couple quick things right after
the
this
gameplay
live,
looks
so
good.
over if you
Yeah,
want
the
to head to
gameplay looks fantastic.
The
HaloWaypoint.com,
weapon
we
looks
have a
good.
updated blog that'll go
The
out that'll kind of
customization leaves
recap
much to be desired,
the
though.
official
Again, it's
play
just
time
it's
that we
another
recommend for
step
the
back, in
flight
my opinion.
experience for people who are
Really?
involved. You can take a close
Well,
look
I'd
at
say
some
it's
of
a
our
step back. I would
just
definitely
trying to
say it's a
get better
lateral
sense of
step,
what we'll
though.
do than expected.
Okay, sure.
Also, just
At
wanted to mention
best.
that we're
It's
also
not.
gonna be
It's not an
playing our
improvement. It's
next,
just
version of Halo Waypoint.
slightly
So
different in the
back in
same
beta,
category.
They
call it Waypoint
once
DNet here
again took away
internally. That
customization. They
actually will be
added some new
included in this tech
customization, but they also
preview.
took away
Really cool work happening
customization
Yeah,
there
the
again.
colors
to
and
really
all that.
extend
That's
our
never
gaming
good.
experience out
Never
beyond
take
the
away
games to web
customization.
app.
People
We
don't want to
sort of
do it. They won't
experiment
do
with
it.
our customization challenges. That functionality
But
will
what
be
are they
rolled
going
out
to
Yes.
during
sell in
flight.
their
Encourage
battle
folks to check
pass in
that
their
out as
store?
well.
They don't
And
need
as a
a
reminder,
fucking
you
battle
want to be a
pass.
part of this and an opportunity to play
Microsoft, dude,
Yeah.
future tech
Microsoft is
previews and
making
flights of this nature.
bullshit amount of
Head to
money off of
Honestly,
that.
they don't even
Sign
need
up.
to make
Please
the
make sure
game
your
free to
profile is
play.
complete.
Just
That
put it on
includes,
Game
we need you
Pass.
to verify your email. And
Like,
we need
hey,
to
you
make
want
sure
to play
pick
Halo
which platform you
multiplayer
want
for
to fly on,
free?
one or
Get some
both, and
Game
HTC.
Pass in
We
you.
also need you to upload a DX to AG file. All
Free
the
to play
information you
is
need and all
just,
the steps are
I
clearly outlined.
I don't know,
Just
it's
go to
rife for abuse.
haloinsider.com. Because next time we're going to go
But,
bigger. We need even more
on the other
people. We
hand,
gotta
it
go
could
larger
get a
scale
lot more
because we still have a
butts
couple
in the
steps to go
door
between now and launch this holiday.
of Halo.
And
The
lastly,
Halo door.
just want to say thank you to everyone. Clearly, the community, we really
Whore, if you
appreciate your
will.
feedback, your passion through the years.
The
We
whore.
know you've been eagerly awaiting this.
A lot
moment,
more
which
in
we
the
have.
whore.
The Insider Group in
Gotta get people
particular,
in that whore.
huge part of our MCC project to bring that game, update it, improve it, bring it over to PC. That wouldn't have happened without the Halo Insider feedback and fighting program. And we can't wait to bring that same passion and that same
Love to
just
fucking play the
devotion
flight.
and desire to make the best game possible.
That'd
to
be
Infinite.
pretty
So I want
dope.
to thank you in advance for your time this weekend, being a part of this tech preview. And that's all we got.
Thank
So
you
share
by-
us your clips
by-
online.
by
Head to Halo
making
Waypoint
it
for more
live.
information. And we'll see you soon. Thanks for
I
watching.
know they're working hard, but oh, that's
Work
awesome.
harder.
That's
Crack the
awesome.
whip.
Work harder, goddammit.
Give us back the thickness, damn it! Whoosh, whoosh.
I'm fine. I gotta be assembly. I'm good.
Of course.
I don't know what y'all are complaining about. I got exactly what I wanted.